Hi, very nice to meet you. Welcome to the United States.
Mike played to the advantage. Anyway, I would read it. Funny, but he wanted to know the trades. There's a lot of allowances.
You know, I don't know. I haven't said yet. I just can't do presentation.
No, definitely. Oh, there has to be some numbers. Hi, John.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you doing? There's some sandwich.
You just laughed.
Ever since that Leslie Visser thing, I just can't
She's not from it,
She was sworn to secrecy. She called me. I wasn't sworn to nothing.
She tells you that there's big secrets.
She tells me everything. I think. Hi, John. How are you? Free entertainment. How you feeling? Better.
1967. I was 19 years old.
I feel better. One day, Dick, I wish you the best of luck and good health for your whole retirement. And I hope you do a lot of traveling, and I hope you get into politics like we were talking about.
Right. Dick, I just want to wish you congratulations on your retirement, and I hope you have a nice time. Good luck. Thank you.
Dick, just want to say hello and wish you the very, very best in your retirement, you and Barbara. Barbara, you're going to have to get him to do something besides stay around the house because he's going to bug you. And for your sanity, get him a job. Let him do something and get him out of the house. Best of luck to you.
He's going to tell me when? Dick, I can remember, over 8 years ago, I first came aboard. I had my first interview with you. You hired me, and since then I've been with Kings, various positions. I know this is not the end of the line for your new life. Wish you a lot of luck and a lot of good luck to a great guy. We're going to miss you.
Hi, Dick. That was Lee, L-E-E, and I'm Alan, A-L-A-N. Just doing that because when you get on in years, you need those kind of prompts. Anyway, a lot of people are saying a lot of nice things about you tonight, and I have a lot of nice things to say about you. The one thing that I remember is when I got to King's, you made me feel right at home. Not because you were particularly nice to me, but because of your Bostonian accent. It really made me feel at home, and then our partnership and our friendship grew, and we're going to miss you at King's, but we're going to stay in touch with you, that's for sure. Good luck.
Hello, Dick. This is the beginning of, I'm sure, what's going to be a very fun evening for you. And just listen to everything that I have to say tonight, because it's all true. I hope you have all the best health and luck in the world. My love to Barbara. Enjoy your grandchildren. And don't stop shopping at my store. I need the sales. I'll see you.
Dick, just want to wish you the best of luck always, and like Jerry said before, keep shopping in our store. We need the sales, and I'll give you the best service as the best customer service manager, of course. Good luck to you, and I'll miss you. Take care.
Ready? Okay, Dick, happy retirement. What am I going to do without you? No more large print. Have a good time on that golf course. Make sure the signs and the flags are very large. Bye.
Hi, Dick. Want to wish you lots of luck. Enjoy your retirement. God bless.
Dick, the very, very best of luck. I wish it was me too, but since it can't be, good luck and God bless.
Very nice, very nice.
Dick, I just want to thank you for all your help throughout the years, and God bless you, and enjoy your family and grandchildren, and hope you enjoy this evening. Bye now. See you, Dick.
Dick, congratulations on your retirement. Wish you all the best of health to you and Barbara and the kids. Enjoy. Best of everything. Bob.
Hi, Dick. I just want two words of advice to give you when you're out there on the golf course and it's windy and it's raining. The two words are fun tack. You take a little bit of it and you just put it right underneath the tip of your glove, and then your golf club won't come out of your hand. Good luck and congratulations. Hi, Dick. It's been a pleasure knowing you. We're looking forward to hearing from you on your retirement. Want to hear about the trip to Italy. Want to hear about the trip to the UK. And I have to tell you, we're going to miss you. And listen, whatever they say about you tonight, it's all true. So don't feel bad. Love you, Dick. And here is Stever.
Thank you. Congratulations on your retirement, Dick. It's really been a pleasure working with you over the last 3 years. But I've been with the company 7 years, but the last 3 years have been okay to work with you. I hope you still like us after the roast, and enjoy your retirement. Bye-bye.
Best of wishes, Dick. I've known you for 30 years. We've gone through a lot of store openings and a lot of changes, and you've been a big part of my life. And I wish you nothing but the best of luck. And I hope you enjoyed the golf balls I got you. Thank you.
All right. Dick, good luck in all your future endeavors and your retirement. I only got another 25 years to go. Me and my wife hope to be in the same position in about 25 years. It's been a pleasure knowing and working with you. And I owe my position in the engineering and maintenance department to you, and I appreciate that very much because I'm very happy with it. Good luck to you and your wife, Barbara, and hope to see you at the picnics. Thank you.
You ready?
Hi, we're standing here waiting for Dick Grillo to arrive, and I'd like to introduce Sue Spear to you. And Sue, do you know Dick Grillo?
Yes.
And what type of guy is Dick really all about?
Dick is very fun, and we're going to all miss him at King's. He keeps us on our toes at all times.
And how long have you worked with Dick?
15 years. Matter of fact, I started the same day as Dick. So
Is that right? No, we're not letting Sue retire. But Dick, Sue, and I, and the whole gang at Kings want to wish you and Barbara lots of luck, lots of love together. Enjoy the grandchildren, and remember, Dick, keep your head down and swing through the ball.
Hello, Dick. I just wanted to wish you a lot of good luck. It was a pleasure knowing you. I had a lot of fun working with you. And one thing I'll always say, you're always a fair and decent man, and this company and I myself will miss you very much. I wish you a lot of luck and a lot of success, and I hope you and your wife have a good time. You deserve it. Go out and enjoy your life. Come back and visit once in a while. Well, I'll still be in Morristown. What the hell? Here's Sandy.
Hi, Dick. You know I have to bust you. You know how you walked into the Morristown store and I yelled across the counter, "Hey, Big Dick." How's little Dick? I don't think you'll ever forget it. In fact, I was quite embarrassed. Good luck to you, God bless you, and have a wonderful life.
Don't get offended.
I won't. What do you got? Oh, okay.
Hang on to that.
It's good to be here to honor Dick Grillo.
1 second. Okay.
It's good to be here to honor Dick Grillo. He's a great person. I had a great time working with him. And just want to remind Dick that I'm still the godfather. He could be the assistant once of these days. That's all. God bless you, Dick. I'm glad we got a big crowd here tonight. God bless everybody. Okay? Thank you.
Has he pointed yet?
Yes.
He pointed. Hi, Dick. This is Ralph. I just want to wish you all the best. I've only known you for 7 months, but I really feel like you've been a lifelong friend. And I just want to wish you and Barbie all the best in your retirement and many years together.
Hi, Dick. Congratulations on your retirement, and I hope you have many, many great years with your family and your grandkids. Believe it or not, I had a great time working with you. I wish we could have done more, but you know, time goes on, and I just want to wish you many, many happy years in the future, and hopefully we'll see you again in a lot of these type of occasions, pleasant, good occasions. Take care.
I want to say hello to everyone. My name is Ray Massey, and as chairman of the planning committee, I would like to welcome you all to this celebration at the Rose, as we have come together to honor Dick Grillo in his retirement. At this time, dinner will be served, and at the conclusion of dinner, opening remarks will be made by Jim Meister, King's President and CEO, followed then by a host of roasters who will be joining our master of ceremonies for the evening, Steve Silvaggio. Here at the roasting table. We'll also have our guest of honor join us here at the roasting table. And until then, enjoy the evening and enjoy your dinner.
She should, huh?
I moved from Boston 3.5 years ago. Well, children have a bunch of plans. Well, after her time coming, terrific team. Accomplished it better You're not getting any gray hair yet.
Not looking close enough.
That's terrific.
Whoa, wait.
Yeah, we got seats. Oh, we got seats. We're leaving to the main screen. Come on. You can stay here. Oh, God. Walk over here with me. That's fine. I remember all of it. It's okay,
Nice to see you again.
So, Alan, I have a picture. I have a picture of you working with Dick 25 years ago. Let me get it.
Excuse me? You serious? Oh my God.
One of the only fellow Bostonians here. I think this guy's very nice.
Much better. What I got here? Oh, I love the Georgia story. And I was going to ask you, Ray, to take their coffee and pick up their coffee. Like it works tomorrow. I got to put out the competition in the afternoon, so I'll be here. Come and see me. That's right, Mario. What? That's right, Mario. I know. Joe, I have something for you tonight.
Before we do, would you join me in thanking several of our associates who worked very hard in putting together tonight's party? Ray, Angela, Guy, Jim Grillo, Jim Custin, Steve Salaggio, and Liz. Have a nice round of applause. Someone, I'd like to apologize for that as well. Also, let us formally introduce Dick's other half. She does not have a chit sheet, I'm told. Barbara, lovely wife. Want to stand, Barbara? Her two children, Laurie and Richard. Laurie and Richard. And Dick's son-in-law, Jim. I'd like to ask each of my roasters to come up with our Toastmaster, Steve Salaggio, please. And we'd like to ask Dick Grillo if he'd come up and join us as well. People in the lobby in. So here we are, Sir Richard, on February the 19th, 1997. The King's family joining hands to wish farewell and all the best to Dick Grillo upon his retirement. Let it be known, Dick, that there are many of your associates who are gathered here tonight that firmly believe that your retirement began several years ago. Also, let it be known that this terrific turnout is not so much in your honor but because we all understand that you are forming a new company. And we're here with our early applications so that we can support you in this new initiative of how to be a winner at Atlantic City. Of all the King's associates, I suspect I know Dick the longest. We've not only been business acquaintances and colleagues for all these years, but we've been friends as well. Dick joined King's in September of 1981 after an illustrious career of opening and closing stores for Stop and Shop Company in New Jersey. And relocating from Boston, one thing that Dick never did lose was his mastery of the English language. Whether it was Patty, packing the car, or chess, which I understand means isoboxes. When we were assembling, thank you, Steve. When we were assembling tonight's party, we certainly had to decide what was in bounds and what was out of bounds. And knowing Dick's illustrious career on the golf course, we decided to do our very best, Dick, to stay in bounds with all our remarks and comments. However, this is a roast. It's not a simmer, it's not a chicken fry, but it's our opportunity for all of Dick's fellow associates to say their piece before Dick leaves. Dick has taught me a great deal during our years together. He's taught me about the game of golf, how not to hit the ball, how not to drive. When I first began the game as a real neophyte and asked Dick what the definition of a handicap was, he told me he had left her at home. And Barbara, I don't know what he was talking about, but that's something that he'll have to explain to you later tonight. It's interesting, the first instrument that Dick said I should conquer in the game of golf was a pencil with a big eraser. He never attempted to count score on his fingers or with his computer or an abacus, but told me to rely on my memory and always aim for the lowest score. I played golf with Dick on wet days, cold days, hot days, but always a day when he would come up with an unlimited inventory of excuses, reasons, sidebars, as to why that little dimpled ball didn't go down the fairway, but found its way into the field of someone playing 3 holes ahead of us. Dick also told me how to appreciate the fine art of gambling, AKA losing money and not enjoying it. I remember the first time, and I still actually have the chit sheet in my desk, that I ventured to a blackjack table in the Caribbean that Dick gave me. Dick gave me the following advice: never split 2 tens, always split 2 aces, double down when you have 2 cards totaling 10 and a dealer has 19 or less. Based on the recent earnings statements coming out of Atlantic City at Bally's and Trump's and other places, we understand that Dick has forgotten his own chit sheet. And he's done nothing but to help them improve their own cash flows. Now, as he prepares for his retirement, Dick already has his new computer in place to do a checklist, checking out which bus tour he will take that will offer the most freebies and determine whether or not Barbara will stay at home or venture a visit with him by preparing a box lunch catered by King's for his trip to Atlantic City. As many know, Dick has run our risk management department in addition to loss prevention. What's not clear is whether Dick will be lost or at risk if left alone in Atlantic City. Dick has the misfortune of having his Acura stolen recently in Maplewood when he and Barbara were joining a priest friend who was saying his first Mass. Little did we know that Dick's communion prayer was asking the Almighty to have the Acura disappear from the church parking lot because the woods and irons in the trunk were showing some wear and tear. And what better way than to get a fully funded set of brand new clubs and a bag to boot. And Dick, I have for you here later your own personalized club in case that you go back. And I know with the new woods and the titanium driver you don't want to lose it, so we'll let you use this. Dick and Barbara have been married for many years and have done a terrific job of raising Richard and Laurie. To Barbara, Richard, and Laurie, I want you to know that your husband and your dad and your father is a perfect role model for all chauvinists in our company. He is the president and CEO of the Attaboy Club, whose mission is to pass his idle time, and I suspect there's been plenty of it in both stores and home office, being politically incorrect, addressing our female associates as honey, sweetie, and attagirl. Dick and I have grown up in the business together, and have at times done our penance, shown our wounds, and not shown not only our age, but our gray hair. In Dick's case, lately his hair is graying a little faster than usual, but I don't understand how that's happening. I'll leave that to him. Or maybe to Barbara. Lately, Dick has become a computer buff and maven. He talks about staying up late, till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, mastering Windows 95 and the internet. I suspect at that age there's not much else to do. Barbara has assured me that she'll remain gainfully employed during Dick's retirement, so as to give Dick the deserved space he's told Barbara that he wants. But just remember, Barbara, that when Dick talks about surfing the internet, he's not talking about going down to Wildwood to cast a net and a line in the ocean. He might be looking for bigger fish. Dick, we've had many farewell parties over the past several years, and without a doubt, seriously, this looks like the biggest of all. It's a tribute to the love and affection that your associates have for you. To me, you've been my ally, my voice of conscience, a reason, and certainly a friend. You are leaving a large void in our company, and I know I speak on behalf of all who are here tonight and who couldn't be here, and we really want to say thanks and wish you all the best. You are not preparing to retire, nor should you. You are preparing to enter a whole new arena, one of spending more time with your 3 grandchildren, who we know are very important to you as Poppy, more times with Barbara, Rich, Lori, and Jim, and hopefully many productive and profitable years, not only on the links and the casinos, but in whatever challenges you choose. Tonight is really for you. It's done in fun, hopefully in good taste. We realize that if we followed the format of those boring meetings that you've chaired for so long, we'd have a mass sleepathon. So we'll do our best and ask that you forgive us as we begin tonight's festivities. Congratulations, Dick. Now we're going to get into the real good stuff. I'd like to introduce Steve Salvaggio, who is our general store manager in Morristown. But really, he does that as a sideline. He really runs these things, and hopefully you'll see that he'll do a terrific job. So Steve, take it away.
No pressure now, huh? Well, it really is great to see how many people showed up tonight. It's a great crowd. And I think you're all here to show your respect for Dick Grillo, which I think is a real feather in your cap. The free Tickle Me Elmo doll we gave away with the ticket with the price of the ticket, unfortunately still is not in stock. As a substitute, we do have the Vermont Teddy Bear version of the Dick Grillo Bear. And I think you'll really like it. It comes with this little red jacket, and of course the removable fur. Many people have called the office with concerns that you've already spent your money on the Manual of the Month Club. Please rest assured that Dick will still be coming up with newer and improved manuals on a bi-weekly basis, with others being updated more frequently as needed. You will receive your copy of Shrink 97, the latest version of the receiving manual. That should be to you by week's end. On a side note, many people don't know that Dick Grillo was the one who first coined the term shrink. Dick was trying to come up with a term that defines loss in the supermarket industry, and just couldn't seem to come up with a catchy name. To take his mind off the pressure and the problem, he decided to go for a quick dip in the pool to try to relax. I guess I don't have to finish that. Well, I highlighted it, so I'm going to finish it. When he jumped in and realized the temperature of the water was only 58 degrees, that's when he came up with the term shrink. That's not as good. As many of you know, the decision to retire is not an easy one. Dick struggled with whether or not he should retire, and actually decided one day to go to church and do nothing except pray for some guidance to help him make his decision. Please, God, Dick prayed, if I should retire now, please send me some type of a sign to let me know. When he left church, he found his company car was stolen. Okay, God, okay, Dick said. A simple note on the windshield was his time. He announced his retirement the next day. You know, Dick here, surrounded by his family and friends at his retirement party, kind of makes me think of my own family. I'm not sure how many people of you know this, but my grandparents came to this country from Italy at the height of the Depression. My grandfather was not able to find work in his trade, installing security cameras. As unfortunately the demand for hidden cameras is not as big as it is today. Anyway, they worked when and where they could, and did what they had to in order to get by, which was really tough since neither my grandmother or grandfather spoke any English. They didn't speak Italian either, which still confuses me to this day. Through hard work and perseverance, though, eventually my family got by, and everything worked out well for us. Now you may wonder why Dick makes me think of my grandparents. Here's why. How is it that my grandparents, coming right off the boat, were able to soon not only speak English, but completely lose their accent? While Dick, after God knows how many years in New Jersey, still speaks as if he was sitting on a bar stool in Cheers. Some people wanted to be here tonight and unfortunately couldn't. We just received a telegram, and this person would have liked to have been here, but unfortunately he's spending time with his newborn son. So I want to read the telegram. Dear Dick, sorry I couldn't have been there tonight on your special night. Good luck in your retirement. Now that you no longer need them, can I have all my suits back? Signed, Michael Jackson. P.S. Bubbles sends his best. Bubbles is probably first thing he's getting his best night's sleep he's ever had lately. We asked a number of people to speak tonight, and some were very happy to have the opportunity to speak, and some declined. One of the people we asked was Tony Riccio. I called him on the phone and said, Tony, we would like you to say some words at the retirement party. Would you be willing to? Willing to, he said. I'll be happy to. I'll just be happy to see that son of a big go. If I have to spend one more day with him, I think I'll shoot myself, or him. Tony, I said, take it down a notch. I said, what do you have against Dick Grillo? Oh, sorry, Tony, he said, I thought you were talking about Tom Donaldson. When a retirement roast for Dick first came up, the biggest logistics problem was who would be in charge of making it happen. Although a lot of people would have loved to be in charge of this, it was hard to narrow it down to just one person. We first thought of Jim Cuskin being in charge, but Jim was too busy with Target. Our next suggestion, Joe Torito, would not work, since at the time Joe only had 11 assistant managers and couldn't vote for I think I'll skip the next one. As more and more names were discussed on who to lead this endeavor, the name of Ray Massey just seemed to make more and more sense. For the obvious reasons of one, he had worked closely with Dick in the last few years, and two, he was on vacation at the time and couldn't say no. So let me introduce the person responsible for tonight's affair, Ray Massey.
I really don't want to be here right now. Follow Steve Silvaggio. Before I go into my little piece here, I want to give special thanks to a few people, particularly Jim Cuskin and Angela Leary, Tyler Bruner, Steve Silvaggio, Joe Torito, Liz Dickovics, particularly Liz, Angela, and Joe for the tremendous work that they put into this. They are the ones that really. You know, perhaps only a few times in each lifetime do we get a chance to honor a man of great intelligence and wit and wisdom. Unfortunately, this is not one of those times. Tonight, we honor Dick Grillo, your friend and colleague and my boss. When I agreed to speak tonight, our roastmaster, Steve Silvaggio, asked me to come to his store and select one of the approved topics. for tonight's program. So I got there late, and most of the good topics were gone, and they were already taken. So, in fact, he only had 3 left. So I took all 3, so you could participate in my selection process here. First topic was Dick Grillo, a man for the 90s. The second topic was Dick Grillo, the professional's professional. And the third and final topic, which I selected, was Dick Grillo's Guide to Security and Law Enforcement. You know, Dick thinks that surveillance is an M&S director. Dick also thinks that parole is the department that Joan Ward works in. Dick watching out of the corner of his eye. Don't worry, Dick, I'm not going to say anything bad about you. Like most people who work for you, our relationship is based on more than just trust and respect. Our relationship is based on doing things one way only, your way. There are a lot of people in this company who believe in Dick, but there are a lot of people in this company who believe in the Easter Bunny. Now, I'm going to talk about Dick Grillo, the Renaissance man. Now, we call him that because most of his thinking seems to come from the 15th century. When Dick joined supermarkets, King Supermarkets, he came highly. Larry, Moe, and Curly each wrote a super reference. How ironic it is that after all these years, the Human Resources Department finally got you to take one of their aptitude tests, only to learn that you were best suited for retirement all along. And we know what our secretary means when she says things like, Mr. Grillo, next week is Thanksgiving, if that's all right with you. Now, we know what it's like to work for a boss who lets you run your own show, as long as he writes the script and directs. But in your defense, Dick, we know that we haven't seen all of your management skills and techniques because King's company policy expressly forbids beatings. Dick let everybody know right on the onset that he was nobody's yes man. When Jim Meister said no, Dick said no too. What can I say about Dick? He's been called rude, cold, self-centered, closed-minded, arrogant, egotistical, but that's just his family's opinion. Now, he never did me any harm, and I've always believed that what doesn't kill you outright strengthens you in the long run. And we like to think of ourselves as a championship team. Jim Meister is the quarterback, our vice presidents are our fullbacks, our area directors are our halfbacks, and Dick Grillo is our drawback. Say what you will, there's only one Dick Grillo. I found that out by looking in the telephone book. One night last week, Dick wandered into the Harvard Club and ordered the nightcap. They served him his drink, and when they asked him for his card, Dick admitted that he wasn't a member. So the bartender grabbed him and threw him out the back door. Dick was furious. He came right back in and said, "Do you realize who I am? I am the Director of Administration for King Supermarkets." Well, the bartender was really impressed with that. He apologized, brushed Dick off, and then threw him out the front door. You know, I was talking to Dick earlier this evening, and he seemed to be very nervous at the thought of coming up here and speaking at the end of the evening. He asked, "What if they boo me?" I told him, "Dick, don't worry, they can't boo and yawn at the same time." That's enough from me, Dick. I know how it is when you get old. You finally get it all together, and then you forget where you left. So I'll leave you with this toast. Here's to the world, the merry old world, and the days, be they gray or blue. And here's to the fates, may they bring what they may, and the best of them all, here's to you.
Ray obviously held some back during rehearsal. Dick will be taking a lot of kidding tonight, but I will say, Dick was always very supportive of me. He always said if I ever needed someone to talk to, please feel free to call him. I remember one day taking him up on his offer. I asked him to come to the store to discuss an issue that I needed his advice on. After only 3 short weeks, he came down to the store and listened to my problems. I'll never forget his response. After hearing my concerns, he came over to me, put his arm around my shoulder in that special way that Dick has that makes everyone feel so at ease. And asked me if I could have someone get him some lottery tickets and a cup of tea. To this day, I don't think he understands how much that means to me. And introducing our next speaker, they have a saying down in Bedminster, which they probably have already learned in Gorman. It goes like this. It's 10 a.m. You know where to go back I'd like to introduce a man whose body goes into shock twice a year at daylight savings time. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Cox.
We sat through this several times, and I tell you, I laughed and I cried, just like I'm doing. But Dick, you have a friend here. Good evening. We are here tonight to honor a man throughout the past 30 years has been a true friend and the straightest shooter I have ever known. Knowledgeable, honest, intelligent, all-around good human being, respected in the industry, honored by all. And as soon as he comes into the room, I'll be sure to point him out. I would like to tell you a few short stories that have happened in the last 25 years that I have known Dick. Way back when I was in South Plainfield, Stop and Shop, Dick was my district manager at that point, and he also was the first manager for Stop and Shop in New Jersey some 30 years ago. And the first Stop and Shop was in South Plainfield. And his daughter Lori was a part-time associate working in his florist department. I would ask Lori who was picking her up that night. If she didn't know, she would find out and get back to me. If it was Dick, I did nothing. I did nothing extra in the store because Dick would just pick her up and leave. But if it was Barbara, Dick's wife, I would make sure that the store was in tip-top shape. Everything was blocked, everything was put forward, because Barbara would come in and she would spend and spend and spend and spend. You get the idea. Dick, people who knew you for 30 years said you still look the same as you did then. Old. There was another time when I was in Garwood, when actually Dick threatened me. He said I was to stay away from Barbara whenever she was shopping in the store. Because I would show Barbara all the new items, and she would always buy one of each item. So after a few large bills, Dick said no more and had me transferred to another store. He later told me that he saved about $200 a week. And it's also at that time he was trying to save up a nest egg to buy a Linux computer. Dick, a question. On many occasions when you called home in my presence, you always started your phone conversations with the following. Barbara? Pause. Dick. And a pause. Dick, Grillo. Dick. A couple of 3 things. Attaboy. Gambling is good for you. A couple of bucks. One meeting, pack the cat. Richard Grillo's birthday. Joe Port's. AOS. Tickler. And FU. You don't know, and follow-up. In conclusion, I would like to say to Dick something I have said to very few grown men. I love you, man. Thank you.
You know, King's Loss Prevention Department has always had a tradition of helping the community. And under Dick's leadership, we didn't lose a beat. Who could forget when we sent a team to help put out the wildfires in the western United States a few years ago? Or our successful Code Adam program that Dick helped institute at King's, which helped parents find their lost children in the stores, whether they want them back or not. Or Dick's Code E program that sadly had to be discontinued since all the good 900 numbers had already been taken. Even our trend-setting disaster drill, simulating an asteroid landing on headquarters, and how we would still function and be able to get out distributions in the event of a nuclear war, made us all sleep a little bit better, knowing that Dick Grillo was on the case. Still, some things that Dick has done have gone unnoticed. For example, how many of us knew that last year that Dick, within hours of the verdict, called up O.J. Simpson and offered loss prevention's help in finding the real killer? This type of vision and spirit can never be replaced. In introducing our next speaker, Guy LaBruna. As you may have imagined, when we all sat around the room, brainstorming on what the theme of this dinner should be, Guy came up with some interesting ideas. For those of you who know Guy, you know that sometimes his ideas and humor kind of push the envelope of good taste. Guy likes to walk a fine line between good taste and great humor, and manages to do so. Much like Oksana Bayul walking a straight line. Many of his ideas were quite good. We'll be using a lot of those suggestions tonight. However, some ideas we had to pass on. For example, Guy's suggestion of a toga party was turned down, more because of strategic reasons than anything else. We weren't sure where Dick could come up with a bright red toga. A King and I theme, although a neat idea playing off the name Kings, after further thought had to be rejected for the obvious sensitive issue on who would play the Yul Brynner role. And lastly, his best idea, and funniest, had to be rejected because of one thing. It managed to enrage every ethnic group on the planet, with the possible exception of the Australian Aborigines, whose tolerance for good humor is well documented. So let me while introducing Guy tonight, warn you ahead of time, the thoughts and ideas of our next speaker do not necessarily... Let me change that. Definitely do not reflect the opinion of the MC. Or anyone on the dais except for John Grillo. For you ladies in the audience, this may be a good time to freshen up. Ladies and gentlemen, Guy LaBruna.
Thank you, Steve. You know, I'm not saying that Steve is not a good-looking guy. But when he goes to his analyst, he has to lie on the couch face down. Personally, I would describe Steve as dark and handsome. When it gets dark, he gets handsome. You know, when I was first asked to participate in this roast, I didn't feel I would be able to stand up here in front of this august group and hurl insults at my good friend Dick. But after eating that chicken, I think that hurling is a definite possibility. Those of you who know me well know that it is not in my nature to be cruel or unkind. However, with the help of Ray and the other committee members who were very patient and understanding and supportive, I came to realize that this roast was all in fun, and more importantly, at Jim Meister's request. So being a loyal company man, I'm here tonight to insult my good friend Dick. Dick is retiring after 15 years with Kings. Most people don't know that Dick left his previous employer, Stop and Shop, due to illness. It's true. They got sick of him. Kings wanted Dick in the worst way, and believe me, that's how we got it. As part of the recruiting process, Dick interviewed with Dr. Goldberg for psychological testing. On their first visit, the doctor took a piece of paper and drew a circle. He asked Dick what he thought of it, and he said it reminded him of sex. Jim, I think you're familiar with surveys. Then took another piece of paper and he drew a picture of a tree. He asked the same question, and again, Dick said sex. He then drew a series of simple objects, and each time the answer was the same: sex, sex, sex. And finally, Dr. Goldberg said, "Mr. Grillo, you have an obsession with sex." To which Dick replied, "Me? You're the one drawing all the dirty pictures." But seriously, Kings was very fortunate to get Dick on board. One of his most admirable traits is that he is willing to take on any assignment. This was true 5 years ago when Dick was asked to head up our loss prevention department. With absolutely no background in law enforcement, Dick jumped in with both feet. And that's very impressive, considering that when it comes to criminology, Dick is so dumb. It's funny you should ask. He thinks Venus de Milo was a victim of armed robbery. He thinks kidnapping is a sleeping child. He thinks bigamy is a large Italian. And amazingly enough, he thinks a pedophile is a tool for taking the sharp edges off of bicycle tires. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, he is so dumb. He thinks CCTV is what a Mexican hotel clerk says when asked if the room has a toilet. He thinks an accessory to murder is a red tie. And he thinks due process is when the ground is wet in the morning. Give credit where credit is due. Dick turned out to be an innovator in the loss prevention area. He was single-handedly responsible for the highly successful Code Adam program that you heard Steve allude to earlier. In fact, Dick has confided to me that before he leaves the company, he only has 2 more days, he wants to expand the program to include missing children who are not named Adam. Tonight you will hear many comments regarding Dick's attire. The red jacket, yellow pants, and white shoe combinations are actually clever undercover disguises, which allowed Dick to sneak up on octogenarian shoplifters. That means they're in their 80s. I have to tell you this story, speaking of Dick's clothes. One time, Dick purchased a suit made in Hong Kong. When he got home, he found a card in a pocket. It said, "Dear most honored customer, please send a photograph to yourself to the address on the card." So Dick complied. A month later, Dick received a note. It said, "Dear customer, thank you very much for the photograph. I've been making these cheap Hong Kong suits for 25 years, and I had to see just what kind of a bozo it was." You know, Dick, I wish you'd laugh at my material. After all, I laugh at your clothes. You know, Dick is an avid reader. I once asked him if he read Plato, and he said, "I didn't know Mickey Mouse's dog wrote a book." Last week, Dick went to the post office and he ordered $20 worth of stamps. So the clerk asked him what denomination. Dick answered, "Catholic." Dick is a pretty shrewd investor, I gotta say that. He recently made some money in the market. Yeah, he found $20 in Livingston's produce department. Someone once asked Dick to be a Jehovah's Witness. He said, "Talk to my lawyer. I didn't even see the accident." When Barbara told Dick she wanted to join the Book of the Month Club, he said, "Don't do it. You'll never be able to write a book a month." Then there was the time that Dick tried to hijack a submarine. He demanded $1 million in cash and 2 parachutes. And we all know Dick loves to play golf, but we don't know why. It's because it's the only game where you can spend the whole day with hookers and your wife doesn't care. Let's go right here. Someone once told Dick a tragic story about a man who had beaten his wife to death with a golf club. He's compassionate as always, Dick asked, "How many strokes?" But seriously, I think Dick is way too young to retire. He's at an age where everything's starting to click. His knees, his elbows. Dick, tonight I must report a crime to you. At the end of the evening, I will turn myself in for stealing something from the Home Office. However, it was for a good cause. I wanted to give you a memento of headquarters. I racked my brain. What could I give him? I thought about giving you the elevator, but I knew tonight we were going to give you the shaft. Then it hit me. Something that would always remind you of your best work. Very pleased to present this to you, Dick. Because even kings and queens don't get to take their thrones with them. You know, I want to warn the other speakers of something. Dick confided in me that at the end of the evening, he would have a few choice words for each of us. That doesn't surprise me. Dick only knows a few words. Dick, enjoy your retirement. We'll miss you.
In speaking to Dick, I asked him what was. I asked him again. What was the most interesting time in his career? What did he enjoy the most? And he said that one of the most interesting times was when he went to the UK to visit Marks and Spencer. Always prepared, Dick went out and brought his English dictionary. a new set of clothes, and of course, a new set of batteries for his new set of clothes. The only problem he had was when he was done visiting Winchester Cathedral, he came out and his rental car had been stolen. The thief was caught almost immediately, as the police only had to look for someone dressed in bright red clothes trying to sell used shrink manuals on the street corner. I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Jim Custer. Jim has had a long history with King's and has been involved in many pilot programs in his long career, including the Assistant Store Manager Pilot Program, the Store Manager Pilot Program, the Scheduling Pilot, and now the Receiving Pilot Program, known as Target, to name just a few. With all the pilot programs he's been involved with, I think it's pretty safe to say that Jim Cuskin has had his hands in more pilots than an Air Force proctologist. Please welcome Jim Cuskin.
Dick Grillo was one of the first people I ever met for King's. And I met with Dick in the Garwood store my first day of work, and I think I reported to Dick for longer than anyone else in this country. Tonight I'd like to defend Dick, not like the rest of these guys. I like to tell the truth about some of the things you're going to hear. You'll hear that he's unfriendly and not open to new technology. Well, that's just false. When he heard Frank Milo say he was looking for a new AS400, he offered to help. He offered to meet Frank at the Lexus dealership. I know for a fact that Dick recently installed a state-of-the-art personal computer in his own home, and he even put some email on and sent it to me. UPS delivered it the next day. I take it Dick doesn't type very well because there was white out all over the screen. Barbara was very excited about the new computer as well. And she kind of took me aside and told me confidentially that she didn't ever think he'd learn how to use it. But after he retires, she'd rather have him home bitching at the computer than bitching at her. Dick is even online now. He has a folder full of favorite places. www.southerncomfort.com, www.playboy.com, www.crapstable.com. Then I showed Dick how to play golf on the computer, and he was amazed at how realistic it was. He said the sound was incredible. The club makes the exact same sound when he misses the ball in the computer. The only difference he found is that after a round of computer golf, he doesn't have shoes full of sand and poison ivy from walking in the woods. Barbara definitely prefers real golf to computer golf because Dick has to leave the house to play real golf. And when he's playing real golf, Barbara can hardly hear him screaming for a Manhattan. You all remember the movie It's a Wonderful Life. The main character gets to see what the world would be like if he had never been born. Imagine Dick being taken back and seeing what the world would be like if he was never born. He would see a boarded old shop of an old Italian tailor who only sold bright pastel sports jackets and white patent leather shoes. He would see the tombstones of all the people that died because they weren't stuck behind him in the left lane on the parking lot. He would see all the store managers in Garwood who would fail because they would not have his benefit of counsel on snowy mornings and every Friday afternoon in golf season. Dick would see more world hunger, more crime, more violence, more crop failure, and more air pollution. Because after all, these are all the things that the new cameras help improve.
Speaking of cameras, Dick has never lost his perspective of what King's is all about. When the issue of security cameras first came up, Dick didn't want to just do what everyone else did, install hidden cameras in each aisle. He wanted to do something that would further distance us from the competition, even in the loss prevention areas. Dick's plan was this. Each aisle would be manned by an oil painter. When a suspicious character would go down the hob aisle, for example, rather than have a video camera keep track and record the aisle, as our competition does, the painter would immediately rush up and set up the easel and start to paint the perpetrator.
The idea seemed great on paper and almost came to pass. When I first met our next speaker, Angela Leary, she was working for Dick Grillo as a secretary in the Garwood store. It would be her job to send out his memos. God knows that was a full-time job. Take calls for Dick, answer his calls, make decisions for Dick, and periodically go into Dick's office and hold up a mirror to Dick's mouth to see if he was breathing. One day, Dick told Angela that his office really needed a shredder, that it would help him a lot. Angela went out to Staples, shopped around, and purchased one of the best shredders that they had. After hooking it up in Dick's office, she went back to her own office, and after a few hours called Dick on the intercom and asked how the shredder was working. Dick told Angela that it was working great. Come over and see it in action. Sure enough, Angela went over, and there was Dick, shredding cabbage, Parmesan cheese. He was just having a ball. Angela very diplomatically never said a word except to be careful, as shredders could be very dangerous. Dick replied in that very confident manner we all know and love. How dangerous could it be? I just have to be careful never to go get my tie caught in it. Although what kind of a person would get their tie caught in a shredder? More on that later. Please welcome Angela.
Hi, Dick. Hi, Barb. If you never thought you'd see me up here tonight, go figure. We're going to go for a little walk back to the days when we worked together in Garwood, those glamour days in Garwood. I can remember you coming into the Garwood store, pushing a shopping cart. Nope, you weren't doing barber shopping, but what you were carrying in was those famous red rope envelopes, this thick, filled with all the papers you'd be talking to our store managers about. Our office was a loft up above the deli in Garwood. We shared that office with Jimmy J. Jimmy, remember? Joe Potts, and every department manager in the Garwood store. We had two desks, Dick's and Joe's. Jimmy J and I shared a tabletop, and that tabletop is still in Garwood today. It's Dick's table. Snowy days, poker games. That's right. One other piece of equipment that Dick brought with him from his office in Chatham was an IBM Selectric typewriter. But Dick was the best boss. Signed me right up for Lotus glasses in a flash. But what he didn't tell me was he was coming with me. And we all know how technological Dick is. That day, he learned nothing more than how to turn the computer on. What he did think about that whole day long was all the forms we were going to be producing when I got Lotus on my computer. That took 6 months. And, if I can find it, this was my computer for 6 months. All those forms that he dreamed up had to be drawn with a straight edge. Remember them? There was one other form that Dick diligently had in his top suit jacket pocket. Store managers, remember this? It was his checklist. He never went anywhere without it and would never leave the office on Monday without knowing sales for the week, sales for last week, plus or minus variance, customer count, average sale, and whatever else he could make me fit on this little tiny piece of paper. When I first started working for him, we had a very long conversation about what telephone calls were important. Do you remember that, Dick? Always get me, at any cost, no matter where I was. If Alan Bildner called, if Jim called, if Weights and Measures called, and if the unions called. And that was pretty easy. I could handle that. What I didn't understand was why he wanted to know when our associates had babies. I thought he was a nice guy, real people person, real concerned about our associates. But it was these statistics from the birth of those babies that gave Dick all his lottery picks. This very day, I remember his oldest granddaughter Ashley's birthday, August 15th. You hit big on that one, huh? Our next office was probably one of the best. It was during the Garwood remodel, had all the amenities fit for director of store operations. We were in a hallway. The hallway that led to the associate break room, and the hallway that faced the men's and ladies room. With our third office, Dick was really determined that he was going to put his mark on designing that office. We had side-by-side rooms, and he had installed heating and air conditioning units so that we could have our own climate-controlled environment. Again, technology is not working with you. They never worked at that time, and probably still don't work to this day. We also had the company's very first fax machine, broadcast fax machine. Store managers, I know, it's the bane of your existence, it's still around. And Dick's pride and joy, the pass-through window. Dick, you remember the pass-through window? Yes? That will always be a shrine to you in the Garwood store here. Well, we've been through many things together. We've been through the changeover from King's to Marks and Spencer. Dick always said to me, Ange, those vendor rumors, just rumors, speculation, don't pay any attention to them. We went through the startup of our floral and our fine wines department. Joe Fernandez said, it has to be written, fine wines, ampersand spirits, don't let those notes go out any other way. We also made it, most recently, through crisis management and disaster recovery. And it won't be a hard job, just a couple of 3 notes, some administrative things. And through those years, Dick, you've been a good boss, a great friend, and a confidant, and I wish you many, many happy years in your retirement. And by the way, rock those slots. And if you don't hit big down there, Jim McDonough, Tom Martone, and Grant Hickey all just had new babies. They can give you some good money.
We're going to take a short pause so Dick can go down by the cake and get the picture taken.
I have to leave after the cake.
Experience Green, as they might say, union representative, taking on his first assignment, Stop and Shop stores. Now I know tonight that has been dedicated to roasting Dick Grillo, and I could say you probably don't remember our first meeting because at your age, your memory is the second thing that usually fails you. But I can't be part of beating up on Dick Grillo. Dick had the opportunity to take advantage of me on many occasions in my early years and never did.
Thank you.
He always presented himself as a gentleman and worked through problem situations for the good of all of his concerned. Maybe I'm starting to sound a little stuffy, but I thank you for the lessons you taught me and will always have the utmost respect for you. I wish you nothing but the best in the future years, but really all this retirement nonsense is even going to make a saint like Barbara miserable. So get a life, Dick. All the best to both of you. Vincent DeVito, President Local 1245.
Crewing is not a new concept. It has been in use for many years. You may have seen those old films of 60 men sailing on an ancient Roman or Greek ship, smiling and rowing their hearts out to make the boat go as fast as possible. These people were known as the crew. Now, after those ships were recrewed, it was learned that the crew of 60 men was wasteful, since 50 men could do basically the same job if only they were chained to their seats and beaten occasionally. This was how the concept of crewing began. It really wasn't used that much again until the times of the Revolutionary War, when it was observed that our elite soldiers, the Minutemen, were actually wasting about 4 seconds each in preparing for battle, and could, with retraining, be known as the 56-second man. Prior to the rollout, however, the war was over and the crewing project disbanded. Interestingly enough, the British Army had just put in place a major crewing project of their own, which made them more productive. That rollout took place about 2 months prior to the surrender. Well, anyway, back to King's. There was a feeling in the company that there was a potentially large savings opportunity in our scheduling area. Paul was assigned to head of the recrewing project to see just how much labor is needed in the stores. Well, Paul researched the situation and immediately came up with the following conclusion. He needed more help. So he gathered up the amount of people he needed for his project, which now numbers second only to the Chinese army in the amount of people, and has gotten underway. In fact, at the last team meeting held in Giant Stadium, it was announced that they have just finished another department and will be starting on another one soon. We wish the team continued success. Please welcome Paul.
Thank you, Steve. I just want you to know that the budgets for next year are not done yet. Dick, it's really an honor for me to stand before you on the occasion of your retirement. Over the years, I have many fond memories of our working together. I remember being up in Sterling Forest with the management team, I think it was 1986. Who remembers the piece Dick had then? Anyway, a bunch of us were sitting around and playing cards. Dick happened to be staying in the same lodge as we were. Well, it was getting late, we had a few too many beers, and Dan McGivney decided that our goal for the evening was to see a smooth-headed Richard. We waited till Dick went to bed and went and banged on the door and yelled fire. Well, the door flew open, but Dick's head wasn't smooth as we had envisioned. We were rolling on the floor anyway. It appeared that he had a bathrobe and a sports jacket made by the same tailor. Speaking of sports jackets, Dick, and I know this is probably a worn-out subject tonight, but I often wondered, do you pick those sports jackets out because they're on sale and real cheap, or is that your taste in clothes? Then one day I did Dick a favor. He said, thanks 100. I had my answer. I remember a conversation Dick and I had. It was about the time that King's bought the 4 Stop and Shop stores. We were discussing our futures. Dick said he was searching for the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Well, Dick, it took 15 years and you're still searching, but now you're looking for the pot at the end of the parkway. Most of us know that Dick likes his Manhattans, or as Dick calls them, Manhattans, and that he has a reputation as being a bit of a party animal. Recently, though, he's been slowing down. Now that he's about to retire, his idea of happy hour is a cup of tea and a nap. While we're on the subject of slowing down, on a recent visit to the doctor, Dick was told to give up half his sex life. Dick, we understand you're having trouble deciding whether to give up thinking about it or talking about it. Barbara recently told me that your lovemaking skills, Dick, remind her of an intoxicating liquor. Old granddad. One of Dick's favorite pastimes, as we all know, is gambling. He told me he just gambles for laughs. He took me to AC one night last fall, and he laughed away his car. And he told everyone that someone stole it in Irvington while he was in church. Dick's taken up golf in the last few years, as we all know, and he's what we refer to as a struggling golfer. After he tees off, you don't have to replace the turf, you have to returf the place. The biggest problem with his golf game is that he's standing too close to the ball after he hits it. All right, Dick. Dick, it's really been fun. You're a class act. The thing I'm going to miss most after you leave, or one of the things I'm going to miss the most, is being called Paulie. Okay? Nobody gets to do that, Dick, like you. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks.
You know, Dick has taken a lot of criticism tonight for his lack of abilities with electronics and computers and stuff. But what a lot of people don't realize is that Dick was the first one in the company to have a car phone, which he actually installed himself. It worked out fairly well, except that when he made turns, the phone line leading back to his house couldn't be get wrapped up in Now, however, we can't laugh anymore. Dick has just purchased a computer and is learning how to use it. Jim Cuskin helped him set it up, and it even has a telephone and a telephone answering machine built in. Unfortunately, Dick hurt himself using the phone part of the computer. It seems that when he tried to answer the phone, he picked up the monitor and slammed it into his head. He was, though, very pleased to see that... He was, however, very pleased to see that the computer came with a free coaster for his Manhattan. Jim Cuskin, who was showing Dick how to use the PC, had to explain that indeed it was a great coaster, but officially it was known as a mouse pad. Even though he has no real idea how to use it, Dick even has an email address. Sounds funny, really. Dick Grillo with an email address. Kind of like Joe Torito's car having headlights. It's nice to have, but introduce Joe, let me just say that 1996 was an extremely exciting year. We discovered life on Mars, The X-Files became one of the most popular shows on television, and Independence Day and Star Trek were some of the highest grossing movies of all time. Tales such as these really caught the imagination of the American public this year. These types of shows have spawned a whole new interest in the supernatural and the unbelievable, some more believable than others. There have been sightings of UFOs, Bigfoot, ghosts, poltergeists, angels, floating wax lips, and many other weird visions. You can almost believe some of the accounts. The one thing that cannot be verified, however, and the one that even the most controversial scientists will state is just not possible, was an evening Joe Torito sighting in Short Hills. Scientists state that these supposed Joe Torito evening sightings, or Yetis as they are called in the scientific community, cannot be independently verified. Some are passed off as weather balloons, shooting stars, or cue balls thrown through the air. That cannot be explained so easily. They even have a blurry video of a supposed Joe Torito walking down the soda aisle in Short Hills. But upon closer inspection, it looks like the time may have been changed on the hidden camera. So it is with extra pleasure that although it is already dark, I'm able to introduce Joe Torito.
Not my nose, Dave.
I have a hard time with this. Thank you, Steve. There's 25,000 useless words in the English language. Steve uses all of them, and you'll probably hear him say all of them tonight. Steve, you're a great master of ceremonies. You have your talent. Dick, congratulations. You're retiring. There's one burning question in all of our minds. Tell them you're retiring from. What have you done? A few cameras, a little golf on Monday, a little golf on Wednesday, a lot of golf on Friday, a few conventions here and there. We don't know what you're retiring from. You have a new computer in your office for 3 years. Never turned on. Dick, for all that you've done in the last 5 years, I don't know what you've done, but they're not replacing you, so that tells you a story. Dottie said don't do that, but she's not here. Barbara, I really want to talk to you right now. Isn't it nice to have Dick be home all the time from now on? He's informed me, he's informed me that by the end of next week, he will have everything redone. You will have every drawer, every cupboard, every pantry in your house reorganized. He'll have a list of where everything is. He will have a tickler file for every day of the year. And for you, he has a special one for every month. You will have a monthly tickler. He also has a staff meeting set up for next Monday at 10. Your review is 2 weeks from Friday. Dick and Barbara had a physical about a year ago, and they knew that Dick was going to retire, and they just want to make sure that everything was working right, they were in good shape, and the doctor called them in after it was all over and said, Dick, Barbara, you're in really great shape. Dick, you can lose a couple of pounds, but you both need a little bit of exercise. So Dick immediately, he has to have the answer right away, right now. He says, Barbara, I got it. I'm going to take up golf. And you're going to take up caddying. Dick, we heard about your car. Your car was stolen outside of a church. It had LoJack on it. It had the club on it. It had 26 shields from every precinct in New Jersey, the PBA, all over the place. But your car was stolen. It must have been embarrassing for the guy that's in charge of loss prevention. But we know that wasn't the thing that was really hurting you. We know that it was your golf clubs, your beautiful brand new golf clubs that you told the insurance company were Callaway's, I think you said. It was taking about $3,000. So at any rate, the insurance company, you know, they didn't want to embarrass anybody. If he had Callaway's, that's what they bought him. Dick, I don't know if this is going to make you happy or unhappy, but we've recovered your old clubs. These are them, Dick. No, don't go lying. This isn't a golf score. These are your golf clubs. Yeah, not a Callaway. No, I don't think so. No, that one's straight, too. Most of them aren't. Dick and I were out playing golf, and I'm not a golfer, so, you know, I didn't know what to expect. On the first hole, Dick hits a birdie. On the second hole, he hits an eagle. The third hole was a chipmunk. On the fourth hole was a rabbit. They asked us to leave the course. I've had enough of jokes and whatever, making fun and poking fun. I'd like to thank you for some of the things that you've done over the years for me. For those of you who don't know, I worked for Dick since 1982, I guess it was, on and off. And Dick came to me one day and he said, "Joe, Jim is very unhappy with you." I said, "Well, what's he unhappy with this time?" He said, "He put out a memo, he wants people to go to Voorhees, and you didn't go." So Dick talked me into going to Voorhees. Thank you, Dick. I really appreciate you following me advice. The next thing, when I came back from Voorhees a year and a half later, he gave me a new assignment. He says, "We have a shrink program." He's always on a shrink program of one way or another. And they brought over a fellow from the UK, and he was going to help me with the shrink program. I just want to make one thing clear. After all these years, this is Dick Grillo's idea. Mr. Shrink is Dick Grillo's idea. They all pinned it on me. After the shrink program got underway, Dick gave me another wonderful assignment. He said, "We need new uniforms." And I said, "We need new uniforms." And he and his friend, Mr. Pavlin, they came to me and they said, that strikes. You have to be your friend. Well, one of the things in the program, the new uniform program that had to happen. Thanks, Dick. I really appreciated that one. Yeah, pass that along to Dick. He can take that with him wherever he's going. The last thing I want to talk about was the many occasions that Dick saved my job, he saved my career. On Monday afternoons, after the Joe Fernandez sessions, he held me back from going in and communicating with Joe on how wonderful I thought he had taken care of us during the interview. Yes, Kevin. Kevin remembers those wonderful meetings. Well, Dick, in all seriousness, I've worked with you a long, long time. I appreciate all the things that you've really done for me. You are not only a co-worker, a boss, but I think you're a good friend. And I wish you many, many years of happiness with Barbara and your family, and good luck to you. God bless you.
If Dick has any regrets, it's the work left unfinished. There were projects that were still in the infancy that may now never come to fruition, now that Dick is retired. Some examples of those projects: the King SWAT team will now never happen. The security cameras, as everyone knows, a pet project of Dick's, is moving along and installation is in more stores as planned. The sad fact, however, is that Dick's total far-reaching plan for the cameras, that of having them installed in every customer's home, will now more than likely not happen. Possibly his greatest plan for testing of products for potential weights and measures violations will now not come to be. With Dick and his team deciding to check products prior to government agencies writing fines, it would have saved the company thousands of dollars. We all remember the fact to immediately pull from sale the Huggies diapers that loss prevention found to be short weight, avoiding potential fines. Well, they weren't actually short weight, but in testing, Dick discovered that the Huggies, although stating on the box they were 12 to 15 pounds size, actually upon testing showed they only held about 9 pounds. It's proactive. It's proactive approaches such as these that we risk losing as a company with 60 times. I first met Dick when I had to meet him for a job interview at the Verona store. I went up to the courtesy booth and asked for someone to let Dick Grillo know I was there. Soon I saw a man with a big smile, wearing the loudest pink jacket I had ever seen. He came up to me, shook my hand, flashed me that smile, and said, "Hi, I'm John Mangrello." John offered to take me up to Dick's office, and on the way we passed another associate. I think he may have been the assistant manager, in an even brighter red pink jacket. Anyway, I finally was introduced to Dick, and sure enough, he was wearing a pink jacket too. Now I was starting to get nervous. And I thought that maybe King's was a front for some type of weird cult. I pictured myself walking around airports like a Hare Krishna, going up to travelers and saying, "Hi, I'm from King's. Could you donate some money to the community food bank?" Luckily for me, everything worked out fine. So let me introduce my first contact with King's, John Mango.
I need that pink jacket back.
Great night tonight, and I gotta tell you that following Three Stooges, Jack Benny, Jay Leno, Jackie Gleason, and we even have Flip Wilson here tonight. It's really the eighth wonder of the world is how Dick survived 15 years with all these guys at the table. It's really a wonder, and I finally figured out the eighth wonder of the world. Well, let's get back to business. The serious part, when Ray Massey approached me and asked me about helping with the roast of Dick, I said no way. No way. There's no way that I will roast Dick. Dick is a good friend. Dick's a good mentor. Whatever. $2 $2. I told him there was no dirt under Dick's rug. Excuse me, I'm sorry. My arm, telling me everybody has some dirt in the cellar. I said, I thought of an idea that I would go down to his church, the one where he lost his car, and I talked to Father Juana. Father Juana told me that in 1981, August 24th, Dick committed a sin. And I asked him what the sin was. And he said he missed Mass. 9 o'clock he was supposed to serve Mass and he wasn't there. A bell rang. I says, August 24th, 1981, what happened? That was the year, the day that King's acquired the 4 Stop and Shop stores. Dick went to work, 9 o'clock Saturday morning, didn't come back home till 10 o'clock Sunday night. He lost a day. He was counting the inventory by his fingers. He ran out of fingers, so he couldn't get the right figure. After I thought it out, I went to Father Juana. I said, look, I'm going to go to the bishop, or better yet, I'll go to Jim Meister. We'll make a phone call. We erased the confessional book, and now you can still go to be a saint. All right? We took care of that for you. There's a few things I need to say about Dick. First thing, does Dick have any friends here? No. Don't ever go out for a free night out of the town with Dick. He'll take you to the Ranger game in the garden, You'll sit down, you don't have to take any money in your pocket. You'll sit down, you'll eat, you'll drink, you'll watch the game. By the first period, when the Rangers are losing by 10-0, he'll come over to you and say, how about a little liar's poker? I don't know. I said, Dick, we don't have any cards. He said, you don't play liar's poker with cards. He took out some dollars out of his left-hand pocket, and he said, buy all the stuff, the dollars, pick them out, and I'll teach you how to play the game. I didn't know that he went in his right-hand pocket for his dollars. But he went over there, I lost $300 that night. I had a brown bag, I had to eat lunch for 3 weeks out of brown bags. At my mother's house. Thanks, Dick. Then I made another mistake that night. We got home about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I said to Dick, I'm working the next day. He said, you are? Oh, great. I'll meet you at the store. 7 o'clock in the morning, he was at the store. He wrote up 3-page to-do list. There's, you know, those little, just a few things, just a few little things. It took me 3 weeks to accomplish that note. And I'll tell you, that's the last time I worked a day after going out with him. Okay, I have a few words of advice for Barbara. She left. Well, we'll go on to something else, and then we'll go back to that. Barbara needs to listen to this because she's going to need this advice in her retirement. The first thing is that it's going back to Willowbrook. Dick, you recall Willowbrook? Okay, you were the closing supervisor, and I was your truck driver, I think. And the store manager was Larry H. I won't mention his last name. But we were in the store, and I just come back from delivering to Wayne some product, and I came in, and I seen you over by Larry, and you said to Larry, Larry was growing a goatee. And that day, at that time, Stop and Shop didn't want no beards, no sideburns, whatever. Dick said, did you come into the company with that? Pointed to his goatee. Larry turned around, looked at me, and says, did you come in the company with that? I like big things, great. Girl, when his hair's curl up on the neck, you gotta go. You really gotta run. Well, I want to talk about, I have to tell Barbara a few things. The first thing is, and she's not here, we'll give her the notes. The first thing is that, you know, well, I have to advise Barbara that when Dick retires, to definitely move to a dry climate, no rain, heat. He has to get out there and play golf every day, and also, Rob, steal all of his pencils and pens and pads so he doesn't give you a to-do list before he leaves for golf in the morning. The other thing, second thing is, never let Dick throw out the garbage. Never let Dick throw out the garbage. One year, Dick, it was the day before Halloween, Dick threw out the garbage, and he threw out 2 bags of his grandchildren's clothes, and Barbara called up and says, Dick, where are the 2 plastic bags of clothes? Dick says, I thought that was garbage. That wasn't garbage, it was the new clothes for Ashley. He turned around and he says, I'll get it back. He says, you better, because you'll be sleeping by the cabana, by the pool. Well, what happened is, I know Barbara, and she was here, she never realized how he got it back. Now, I'll tell you what happened. This is a true story. Dick, I read in the Plainfield Tribune the next day, it was Halloween, that a masked bandit wearing a Mexican suit with a big shovel, riding a strange-looking donkey, stole 2 bags from a truck, a garbage truck on Route 22. And that's how, I believe that's how we got it back. Is that true, Dick? That's a true story. Well, right now, the only thing that we have to say is, Dick, we all love you. We all enjoyed working with you. We're going to miss you. Finally understand you. I finally found out today what F you meant, and F-Y-I, and Thank you, Dick.
You know, as much criticism as Dick has taken about not using equipment, not knowing how to use it, there's one person in this room that was almost killed by a piece of office equipment, and it wasn't Dick Grillo. When Jeff Ford had an office in Garwood, due to the sensitive nature of some paperwork he would have, he installed a paper shredder. Now this was necessary because some of these papers could be quite embarrassing if they were to somehow get into the open. Therefore the need for the shredder. One day a particularly embarrassing piece of paper needed to be shredded. This particular document had information on it that would have been highly embarrassing had it somehow found its way out. It was just the type of document that the shredder was purchased for. A report that would embarrass all involved and needed to be destroyed beyond recognition. So Jeff took down to give me performance evaluation and started the shredder. However, when he leaned over to grab his coffee, his tie got caught in the shredder, pulling him into the machine. This is a true story. As the machine kept pulling him closer and closer, he realized the situation was getting extremely serious, as he could no longer reach his coffee. So he wasn't able to reach the phone and dial 911. The paramedics arrived 25 minutes later and freed him. They would have come sooner, but Jeff asked him to stop at Dunkin' Donuts on the way and pick up a fresh coffee. He finally got free, although he hardly ever wears that tie anymore. Now we have to put one person on the dais that hopefully would say some nice things about Dick. So let me take this opportunity to introduce Richard Grillo.
It's good to see everybody that knows my father really well. Try living with him. He's a good son. Everyone who doesn't know me, that I am Dick's son, and I'd like to thank everyone. I really appreciate everything that you said about my father. Thank you for being here tonight to honor a man who's closing a very long chapter in his life and opening up a new one. Starting a new one and without a script. Work becomes such a routine. And for my father, 40 plus years is almost his whole life. The new chapter also includes getting used to being at home. Which is one thing I'm sure my mother can't wait for. Every minute of every day, forever. And of course, I hope forever is a long time. I'm glad I'm not going to be at home, actually, to enjoy those times. Actually, my father is a committed individual. He takes personal pride in all of his work. As a kid, seeing this, I thought that, like every other kid, to follow in my father's footsteps, thinking things were easy, because seeing him do it, everything always came easy. So it looked so, I thought it was too. Well, it took me 4 different times being employed at King's and 8 different stores to realize that it was not that easy. I went from, actually, a lot of people that I work with too here, that are here tonight too, and I have a lot of people I know, a lot of people I just met this evening too, but a lot of people remember me. I went from the deli in Garwood, to the deli in Bernardsville, to the deli in Summit, Fort Hills, Chatham, Maplewood, Livingston, Bedminster, Cresco, and last but not least, was one of my most memorable times was in Markstown. And I think I've covered every King's this side of the never going past really the one point of realizing how obvious that it wasn't necessarily for me. Realizing though that it took a special bunch of people like yourselves and also my father, because retail business is very demanding and you need a strong commitment like my father did, like he portrayed, throughout his whole work in life. All I wish is that when it is my turn to retire, I hope to have reached the same goal and achievement that he has. And Dad, may you enjoy many years retired as you have worked, because you definitely deserve it. And I love you.
Our last speaker is Jerry Manley. As far as Jerry goes, try as I may, I just couldn't bring myself to say anything that might hurt Jerry's feelings. It would be making fun of some cherished children's hero like Captain Kangaroo, Big Bird, or more accurately, Pee Wee Herman. I feel horrible later, so I'm just not going to do it. So without any further comments, let me introduce Jerry Manley.
evening, everybody. I just want you to know that I was asked to be here tonight because everybody here has ripped poor Dick apart. And I thought I'd say some good things. So let me just start. What can you say about a man who came from humble beginnings and rose to the very heights of our industry? Based solely on intelligence, grit, and the will to push on where others might fall back? A man who has so distinguished himself among his peers that no right-thinking person can say a word against him. Well, enough about me. We're here to talk about... We all know the kind of impact Dick has made on our company. You can right now call any one of our stores and ask the person who answers the phone who Dick Grillo is. And they'll all say, who? Seriously though, I recently had a chance to talk with Barbara, who shops in my store regularly. Thank you, Barbara. And she told me that the thing she was most proud of was how good Dick was to his associates over the years. She said he spent many, many nights in his sleep, talking in his sleep, and some of the things that he would say would be, I'll raise you 50. Dick, I want to personally thank you for your tireless efforts to educate all of us in so many areas. First, our very own Morse code. I've just started to figure it out. Bob, or Bob. Caw, or car. Anyway, I still get confused. I remember when I told you I had my very first interview with a young lady and it was taking place in a few days. You told me I should tickle that. I wasn't quite sure what you meant. Especially when you told me I needed to follow through on it. That was a long time ago and you still are the king of follow through. Dick, you've always encouraged your managers to be community-minded. You've been active in community affairs for years, but so far no one even suspects. There are countless new manuals, a la Dick, and countless new programs like Code Adam, which of course in Garwood, we started with you. You've designed and implemented all in the name of making us a better company. Most recently, Dick has had the opportunity to design a new disaster recovery program some of you might be familiar with. Dick actually put together a video starring himself to show all of us what to do in case of an emergency. So Dick, I really hope you don't mind, but I brought along a clip of that video. And if everybody here would kindly turn around and face the screen behind you, I'd like to show you Dick at work showing us what to do.
This is only 30 seconds, so if you blink, you're going to miss it.
In case of a disaster.
Great. So we're gonna
Go, Ray.
You can't miss it.
This is Dick in action. Go, Dick. Go, Dick.
Who said that?
Here we go. Now notice, Dick is showing us what to do. There we go. That's how we should first take the situation into hand. He's doing it. He's doing crowd control right now. You go, Dick. All right. Here's the Dick Grillo. Take that copy's for you. There's a gentleman in the audience tonight who I was told I can't mention his name, but as most of you may know, he is my father-in-law, and recently retired from King Supermarkets. And he asked me to say a couple words on his behalf. So if you don't mind, Dick, I asked him to just kind of jot down what it was like to be retired since he's been doing it since April. And he gave me a couple of words of advice for you. So I'd like to read these to you if you don't mind. The golden years are here at last. I cannot see, I cannot pee. I cannot chew, I cannot screw. My memory shrinks. My hearing stinks. No sense of smell. I look like hell. The golden years have come at last. The golden years can kiss my ass. Dick, you really can't help but love Dick because if you don't, he fires you. We all love you, Dick, and I want to thank you for all that you've done for me and for the company. How about a nice round of applause for Steve and all these folks who worked very, very hard. There are two letters that I'd like to read for just a moment, if I might. One is to Dear Dick. I see from my mail that you'll be retiring at the end of February after completing 15 years of service with King's following a distinguished career in the food industry. This is just a brief line to congratulate you and send warmest good wishes for the future, and take this opportunity to thank you for the significant contribution you have made to King's and for all your hard work and commitment. Moreover, in so doing, you have justifiably earned the knowledge and respect of people, not only within King's, but equally important outside of the company. I hope that you have enjoyed your time with King's and that it's given you the job satisfaction so very important to you. May I wish you and your wife Barbara a long, happy, and healthy retirement, and I'm only sorry that I cannot join you for your low-key celebration, to say so in person. Yours sincerely, Richard Greenberry, who's the chairman of the board of our company. The next letter I have is dated February 19th to Mr. Richard Grillo. I'm pleased to extend warm greetings and to offer my congratulations as you celebrate your retirement from King's Supermarkets. You can take great pride in the dedication and hard work that has distinguished your career in the food industry. From your 30-year tenure with Stop & Shop to your 15 years on the staff of King's, your impressive record of service and achievement stands as an inspiration for others to follow. As governor, I add my applause to that offered by your family, friends, and colleagues, and I salute you for a job well done. Again, congratulations and best wishes for good health and much happiness in the years ahead. Sincerely, Christine Todd Whitman, Governor of the State of New Jersey. Before I make another presentation, I know that Ray and some of his colleagues would like to also give another presentation to you, Dick.
For many of you that don't know Ken, Ken is our my full-time associate, friend, and he's also an elected official with the state of New Jersey. He's mayor of the town of Hardison. And because of Ken's influence and because he is with the state legislature, he's been able to get a proclamation for Dick as mayor, as an official from the state of New Jersey with New Jersey State Seal. So, Ken.
Taking powers invested in me by the state of New Jersey as mayor for Hardison Township. February 19th, 1997 is hereby announced Dick Grillo's Day.
Right.
Appreciation dated February 19th, 1997, presented to Dick Grillo, sharing in the community endeavors, takes time spent by special people with special qualities. Best wishes for a continuous success.
Thank you very much. Joe Torito and Ray would also like to make a presentation.
You're not going to talk?
Dick had his speech stolen, so if anybody knows where it's at, could you please let him know tomorrow? Call security. No, we want to go home tonight. Dick, I'd like to present this to you. This is a plaque, and it reads, I'd like to read it to you. Gotta get the right. On behalf of the entire King's family and in recognition of many years of service and dedication, we present this plaque to you, Dick, on the occasion of your retirement, March 1997. Congratulations, Dick. And this is all the King's men and all the King's women owe you an American Express gift certificate and a lifetime of gratitude. With love from King's, the gift certificate's on its way, so you could have this like an IOU thing. Congratulations, Dick.
Dick, you've been a great sport. And as I said at the outset, you've been a great friend, and we will miss you, but we'll have you in our hearts and minds for the years to come. And not only hopefully will you now take Barbara shopping in Garwood and avail yourself of that 15%, because I know you'll need it when you get to Atlantic City. But we do wish you all the best. And to Barbara, to your children, to your grandchildren, and to Jim. Dick took Judy and I down to the airport last week. And I was pumping Dick, asking him as to where he would like to go when he retires. And he went into his vest pocket, and he took out a chit sheet and started to say Myrtle Beach, West 9, which is a little 9-hole golf course in South Plainfield, Atlantic City. He wants to go up and see his mom. He wants to do some other things. And I said, well, you know, if you and Barbara could really have some time together, what would you like to do? He said, you know, we've never been to Bermuda. So by the time I got to the airport, I got out of the car, and Judy looks at me and she says, I know you're up to something. So what we'd like to do is to send you and Barbara to Bermuda on an all-expense-paid retirement honeymoon. And I have a certificate here. To you and Barbara, we have the Southampton Princess. It does overlook the golf course, Barbara, but it's fun. And now to the man of the day and the hour and the year, and for the many, many years, Dick Grillo.